is Matt with Olympus Reptiles. I want to talk to you about a very serious subject. Christmas. Everybody loves Christmas. I want to make sure that kids here in Riley County get to have a Christmas, otherwise wouldn't. That's why I'm growing this epic beard. You have to get really close to see this, Kurt, because it's like really, really short, because I can't grow a beard very well. But we get to grow a beard for the entire month of November to show that we're trying to raise money and trying to assist kids and families that wouldn't have a Christmas without it. So what I would like you to do, if you could find it in your heart, is check the link in the bottom of this video, in the description. It'll have our PayPal. If you could make a donation, even $1 helps, to that, and just mark it on the PayPal, Hair for the Holidays, so I know what it goes to. Then we're going to make some families very, very happy, that otherwise they'd probably find a less joyful holiday. So help me, help them, and I'd really appreciate it. And it doesn't take a huge donation. This video will probably get seen by, if our numbers are right, around 2,000 people. If even just half of those people donated $1, we could provide a Christmas to 10 families. All right, guys, thank you so much for considering it. Let's get on to the video. Hey, YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and today we're going to talk about an extremely important and serious topic. What is that, you say? Let me show you. Let me show you. Stay right there. Let me show you. Oh yeah. This is going to be so much fun to talk about. I can't wait. You guys are going to be excited when you find out what this is all about, man. I mean, it's going to be like probably the best thing ever to talk about. Put these all up here. Okay. Look at that. So what we're going to talk about today is before you start breeding and producing snakes and doing all that, you got to think about the money. How do you pay for all this? How do you pay to manage all of this, grow all this, and do all this? And how does that work where you can do it stably and make an actual reptile business, or at least a hobby business where, you can grow to the level you want to grow to, which is different for all of us, while still, not having to wonder where your next meals come from, right? What I mean is, at least getting yourself to where you're self-sufficient. Did that one just try to bite me?
Yeah.
It did, didn't it? We're also going to talk about how to deal with angry or aggressive ball pythons. Because apparently we're going to do that again today. Over here. So when you got one, you got to distract it a little bit. Woohoo! That was close. And you can come, and you can just cover its head right up, just like that. You guys remember the video we did on that? People used to watch that video all the time, and now they don't. And look, we're in a ball. I didn't hurt it. I barely touched it. This is not the topic, but you can see how well that worked. And you're like, that's so mean. No, it's not. It's good for this snake. Why is it good for the snake? It bites me. It puts some teeth in me. I bleed a little bit, and I go, you bastard. And that's about the extent of that. But sometimes they break teeth off in you. Nobody likes breaking teeth. Not me, not them. So this prevents that from happening. But this is going to be a video about how to plan your finances. Because here's the thing, guys. If you have a bunch of snakes, but you can't pay for things like food, and you can't pay for things like caging, and you can't pay for things like electricity, and you don't plan for that as it grows, then those, 10 ball pythons you bought to begin with, they don't seem like a major investment, but down the road they can cripple you depending on your financial situation, which I'm not getting into your financial situation. And this is not one of those videos saying that you got to have a bunch of money to do this, because you don't. You really don't. You don't have to have a bunch of money to do this. So this is not a negative Nancy video. This is actually quite positive. I want to show you the way to do it. One is plan for not producing for 3 years. Okay. If you buy adults, maybe you can produce faster. So know what your snakes are going to cost. You'll say you start small. You just want to pay for your own stuff. And you start with 2 males, right? And then the first year, you also have 4 females. And we'll go 5 females. Okay, you're going to ask what you're going to have. 5 females you're going to buy, then eventually you're going to buy 2 males. So let's say your initial amount for the snakes doesn't matter. That's not what this video is about. You are going to come up with that. This is about what you're going to pay to do that. So if you have 7 snakes, you've got a couple options. One, you can go and buy pet store feeders for 7 animals times 5. That's going to equal $35 a week. Look at that. That's going to fucking suck, right? That hurts. $35 a week is approximately $140 a month. That would be about $1,680 a year in food. $1,680 a year in food. Be prepared for that. If you don't want to be prepared for that, then you need to plan to make it cheaper. What can you do to make it cheaper? Well, maybe you're going to buy frozen thaw or buy wholesale if you can find those connections. If you can buy wholesale, you can probably cut that down on a frozen thawed, I would say dramatically, probably get that for around, what would you say, Kurt, $450?
For a year?
For a year. For 7 snakes, wholesale, buying rodents, instead of $1,680. Probably around $450. So you can get that for around $450. You breed your own, you'll have an initial investment, initial building, but if you were breeding enough rats for 7 snakes, you probably go through a bag of rat food like, what, every 2 months?
Yeah.
And a bag of rat food runs you about, what, at the co-op, $20?
About
$30. So you could get that down to, 6 times 3 is 180. You could get that down to 180. So you can plan which one you want to prepare for. Most will want to pay for that. Most will actually probably do the 450 because they don't want to work on the rats. So you got to plan for 450 each and every year. We got to manage for that money, right? You also got to figure your electricity is going to go up a little bit. Let's say that's going to cost you roughly $300 throughout the year. And these aren't real numbers. I'm just picking shit out of my brain for a reason. You're going to have those expenses. Let's say, you're going to have to buy some caging. Let's say you're going to have to spend $500 a year in your infrastructure out in cages or animals or whatnot. That all comes to...
You have to buy litter.
Oh, litter, yeah. Say that's another $150. I don't know. That makes an easier number. So that makes 5, 6, plus 8. That's $1,400 a year. Okay? That kind of sucks, but that's not a huge, insurmountable amount. I mean, you break that up by 12, that's almost a little over $100 a month. So the first few years, yeah, it's kind of on you. That's why I tell people to start off small, because if you get too many snakes at $1,400 a month or at $140 a month or whatever, grows to $1,400 a year or a month. Sorry, I'm really screwing this up. You don't want to have this be a monthly bill, is what I'm trying to say, if you're not prepared for it. So let's say you're having to spend $110 to $130 a month. Most people can figure that out. It's as simple as making a few cutbacks, right? Then when you're producing animals and you're selling animals, let's say you produce well with your 5 females, and you sell, see if you had 5 females, 6 eggs, 30 eggs, you're going to keep 4 or 5 of those, just going to increase your bills down the road, but you're going to sell 24 of those. Say you average $200 a snake. What's that equal, Kurt? 4,800, right?
400.
Now, if you have 24 snakes and you sell them for an average of $200 a snake,
yeah,
it'd be 4,800. Yeah. You forgot a 0. I was adding. Okay. So this is what your income's going to be. Here's what this video is about. Let me get a clean side. So now we have $4,800. I don't give a shit who you are. That's a lot of money. It is to me. You put $4,800 in front of me, I'm doing the happy dance like I just won the little lottery, okay? And that's going to be most people. Most people who are doing this, we're not starting off as millionaires. We're not going to finish off as millionaires. We're never going to be millionaires. Okay? That's the facts, guys. And I'm okay with that. And I'm sure most of you are too. If you really want to be millionaires, you probably wouldn't have woke up and said, I want to breed snakes today. So $4,800. And that's off those 5 females. That's doing pretty good. You're going to have some money in selling them and some things. And you have to go to some shows. So let's just say after all that, your true profit is $4,300. Strike that out. Now the question is, and what this video is about, is what do you do with that $4,300? This is where I'm going to assume you are, and this is a secret. This is the secret to being successful. Okay, this is what's going to make or break you. What I'm going to tell you right now. All those other numbers, I'm just picking stuff up. It all comes out to about the same in the end, to be honest. But if you take that $4,300 and you say, man, I did good. I worked hard. I brought all these snakes. I'm going to put that in my pocket. Now I'm going to go out to the clubs and I'm going to go buy this and we're going to, drink some cognac and pop some corks, whatever the hell you do on the weekends. I don't know who you are. If you decide to do that and you burn through that money, then guess what you're doing? Now you have a bigger collection. You held back 5 snakes. So now you, instead of having 7, you have 12. Your rat bills are higher. Everything's higher. And you're now spending your own money again to do this. What I'm going to tell you now is this is the one thing that we did that made it work. This is the biggest secret to it. We took that money. We opened a separate bank account. And this money here, this ain't your money. This $4,300 you earned in sales, it ain't yours. That's hard to hear, guys. It's hard for me to tell you this isn't your money. This is your snake's money, and that's how you have to treat it. Okay? So you take that money and you put it away. You put it into an account. When you need to buy litter, you use that money. When you need to buy rats, you use that money. When you need to buy some caging, you use that money. When you make more money, you put it back in there. If you need to buy some snakes, you use that money. And before long, you're not doing 4,300. You're doing 8 grand, then 12 grand, and it'll kind of keep going up. And eventually, you'll be able to start taking some money out of there for yourself. I'm not telling you you're never going to make money doing this. What I'm telling you is, if keeping snakes puts a pinch on you and your family, you and your bills, and you're having to choose between feeding your snakes or feeding yourself or feeding your snakes or making a car payment or whatever it may be, your care in your animals is going to suffer. Your breed quality is going to suffer, and you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. You're not. And personally, I want you to make it. I want you to be successful. Because I need you to be successful, because who am I going to sell snakes to if you're not, right? But truth be told, if you take that money, because you didn't have this 4,300 before, right? This is like kind of like that windfall cash, and you put that money away that you made in that first year, and you just take care of your animals with it, and you continue to do that as it grows until you've got, enough money that if you made no breeding, if you didn't make a single clutch, you could still care for your animals for at least a year, and you get kind of a year ahead of that game on that care level. If you can do that, then you're sitting pretty. Then there's no stress. Then there's no stress when there's a $250 rat order, or when I order a litter by the case, or when I have an animal that needs to go to the vet, or I'm at a show and there's a couple animals I want that fit into my project, and it's a couple grand. And I'll be honest, I'm not trying to brag about going on. I mean, there's people who spend a lot more animals than that. But if you talked to us 4 or 5 years ago, there's no way we'd have spent a couple grand on animals. Would we have, Kurt?
No.
Wouldn't have happened. But now,
because a couple of years ago, we were paying it out of our pocket.
We were, right? And you're like, screw that shit. But now, I'm like, hey, Kurt, this is something I really want to work with, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I really want to work with this, blah, 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 blah. Actually, see, there's more blah, blahs for Kurt. He actually talks more than I do when the camera's off. Okay, he doesn't. I tried. And then we can just go buy it. And it doesn't feel then like I'm spending my own money. It doesn't feel like I'm choosing between paying my rent, treating my wife right, like taking her out on a date every now and then, or doing those things. And I'm choosing my snakes over them because it's my snakes' money I'm spending. They earned it. They deserve it. I'm adding to my collection based on what they've done. And when you guys have heard me say we don't take a paycheck until very, very recently, this is why. But this is also what made us able to grow. It's what made us able to add racks. And I know somebody's going to be a smartass on here and say, oh, well, it's probably tons of YouTube money or the Patreon. Yeah, the Patreon's really helped. It really has. It's been great. And it's really advanced what we were doing. But we were on this path, maybe not this quickly, before the Patreon. We were actually making a profit even before the Patreon. The Patreon has just allowed us to expand faster with that. So it is really, really important to me for you guys to understand this, because this is how you're successful. Holding that money back. Nothing's more important than that. Not only that, this also doesn't make you greedy. Somebody's going to say, well, then you're all about the money. You're not all about the money if you do it this way. Because what are you putting that money towards? You're putting it towards your animals. You can't be all about the money if you're putting the money to your damn animals, can you? You're all about the money if you're going out and putting that money towards making it rain or something, I guess. Or trying to show up and look like a badass somewhere, or the whole Gangnam Style, which you probably have to get that on Wikipedia. It's not just a song. It's kind of about living above your means. But anyway, if you're putting that money towards your animals, you're not being all about the money. You're actually putting your animals' cares above your own wants and desires, which is the exact opposite of being all about the money. So that is what I'd want to suggest. Take that first couple years, be prepared to hold that back, and let it pay for your animal bills. So you're not struggling sometimes. Otherwise, you will get to that point. Unless you just, have a huge bank account from doing something else, which if you do, congratulations. Or unless you got a big ass trust fund, and if you do, congratulations. If you don't have those things, then you need to plan to pay for that collection as it grows and let them do it for you. Kurt, anything you want to add?
No.
All right, guys, that's all I got. I know this probably wasn't the most visually interesting video we've ever done, but I'm telling you, that simple advice: let your snakes pay for what you need and let the money be theirs, and don't touch it. will make your business and make your hobby grow. Also makes your hobby more enjoyable because it makes the stress level so much less. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.